The experiments you will see have been carefully done by professionals and should not be tried at home without parental guidance. Please follow the caution signs throughout this program.
Welcome to Creation is Science. We're here with Professor Roy, and today I think we're going to do something with a vacuum. I'm here with Micah, Angelica, Isaac, and Sandra. Are you ready to learn more about our Creator?
Yes.
I can't wait. So tell us more. What are we doing today?
Well, we're going to be looking at air pressure, which is going to be kind of interesting. Air pressure. Now, first of all, let me ask you a question. Do you have weight? Do you have weight? Do you have weight?
Yeah.
Okay, what gives you your weight?
Gravity?
Gravity, because gravity pulls us down, doesn't it? Yeah. And that's what we measure when we weigh ourselves on a scale. But what gives us weight is the gravity, but what does air have weight? Put your hands out like this. Can you feel how heavy the air is? Well, why not? Why can't we feel how heavy the air is? Does air have weight?
No.
Say yes.
Yes.
Yes, air has weight. And we can measure that, and what we call that is barometric pressure. It's air pressure. You know, when God created the universe and He created our heavens and the earth, He created air, and the air has weight. What would happen if air did not have weight? What would happen?
It would fall down to the ground?
Right, it would just go what? The air would go where? Where would the air go if we didn't have... Where would it go?
Up in the sky.
It'd go up into space and we wouldn't have anything to breathe.
We'd die.
And we would die. That's exactly right. What we have is we've got an air chamber, okay? It's called a vacuum chamber. Today, we're going to be using a laboratory vacuum pump. And that's what it is over here, okay? Now what this does is it will take the air right out of this chamber right here. So I'm going to put this lid on here. Okay, here we go. Put the lid on. And then all we have to do is turn the pump on, and it will take the air out of the chamber. Can you and I live without air?
No.
No, we can't live without air. What do we need in order to live that we breathe? What kind of gas do we need?
Oxygen.
We need oxygen. That's exactly right. So let's see what we got. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some experiments with the air chamber. So I'm going to take the lid off of this like this. And you know what, Aunt Francine, we're going to need some items on the table.
Okay.
And we're going to be using some balloons,
Micah,
okay? And we're going to be using some other items. Okay, yeah, just put them over here for now.
Okay.
There we go.
And come on.
Okay, here we go. Why don't you put the balloons over here? Here we go. Right. All right. Let's see what we got. So what I'm going to do right here, here, why don't you take this right here? Does anybody know how to blow up a balloon?
You want to try?
Do you know how to blow up a balloon? Okay, can you blow that balloon up?
Okay, grab one.
Okay, and then hand it to
What color
me.
you want?
Oh, okay. He's going to pick out his favorite color. Okay, can you blow up a balloon? Okay, here you go. Blow it up. Okay.
Tie it.
Now, it's hard to blow them up, but it's also hard to tie it. Okay, I'll tie them for you. No, because what I want to do is I want to regulate the amount of air. Okay, so I'm going to take a little air out of this one right here. I'm going to tie this. Oh, can you take a little bit of air out of that for me? We got too much air in it. Okay, I'm going to put this right inside. Let me dump that in here. Do we have another one? Keep dumping some more air. Okay, that's good. Now tie it up. We got another one? He's going to turn himself inside out. There we go. We're going to put that down in there. Okay. Are we still struggling with one? I'll tell you what. Okay.
Keep blowing.
All right.
Keep blowing.
Okay. Keep going. We're going to need a little. Okay. Well. Okay. That's good. That's good. Okay. All right. Okay.
Whoa, that one was a hard one.
No, I need to tie it. I need to tie it. Okay, there you go. There, I need all of that air out of here. Here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tie this one right here. Now, right now, there's air inside of the balloons, right? There's air inside the balloons? Okay, how many balloons do we have?
3.
We got 3. Okay, so I'm going to put the lid on this. I have a little gauge right here. The gauge is going to tell me how much air we've taken out, okay, and what our pressure is. All right, so put this on right here. Okay, you want to turn the pump on for me? Now let's watch the balloons and see what happens when we release the air pressure on top of those balloons. What are they doing?
They're
They're growing. The balloons are growing. Do you know that balloons can grow? They're growing. And they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Oh, my lands. What are they going to do? Whoa, whoa, whoa. One of them popped. Wow, how come that one popped?
Because they got too big.
It was too full of air. It was too full of air. And those are still growing, aren't they? They're getting bigger and bigger. And oh, whoa, there goes another one. Wow. And we got one left right here. We got one left. And what is it going to do? It's going to grow big, but you know what it might do as it grows bigger? It might seal off the end of that. That's where we're taking the air off. And so it may not pop. And it's going to just sit there just like that. Okay, why don't you turn the pump off for me? Here we go. All right. Now, why did those balloons pop?
Because there wasn't enough space.
There wasn't enough space for them to expand. But have you ever blown up a balloon too much? What happens when you blow it up and you put too much air in it?
It pops.
It pops. That's what happened to those balloons. Because we did what? We reduced the air pressure around the balloon. And so the balloons could stretch and get bigger and bigger and bigger. But they couldn't get too big because they would pop. That's interesting. I'm going to let the air out of this. Let me let the vacuum out. What happens to our balloon? It goes crazy, doesn't it? That's interesting. Okay, so what I'm going to do right here, I'm going to take the lid off of right here. And why don't you, can you clean up our mess right there for us? Well, hey, fill that balloon and pass it on. Is it warm? It's warm. Because what did we do? We actually changed the air pressure, and that heated the air up, okay? Don't worry about the little pieces. Okay, all right, there we go. Okay, here we go. All right, we're fighting the time. Now, let's try something else. Let's try something else that has air in it. So what I have right here is we've got some, what is this stuff? What is this stuff? It's whipped cream. Okay, here, why don't you hold that for me?
You know how to use it?
And here, why don't you come over here? Why don't you put a little whipped cream in there for me? And what do we got? What do we have right here?
Shaving cream.
We got some shaving cream. So why don't you take that one right here, and we're going to go ahead and work. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, we wanted it. Okay, that's fine. We'll just leave it there. Okay, put some more in there. We wanted to keep it in the container. That's fine. We'll put it on the brown. Okay, all right. Go ahead and put some in there for us. Here's see what we got.
All right, come over this way so that people can see you.
Okay, hold it more upright.
Put the container in.
Okay, all right. That looks good. All right, there we go. And I'm going to hand, okay, no, I need the cup. I need the cup. All right, here we go. And we're going to put this inside of here. What's inside of all the foam?
Air.
Air, there's air in the foam. Okay, so I'm going to put this back over here, okay, like that. Okay, now you might want to come around so you can see this.
Here we go.
You might want to come around and so you can see this.
Get your goggles
So what are we going to do?
Get your safety glasses and come.
We're going to be taking the air out of that foam, okay? That's what it is, okay? If we take the air out of the foam, I wonder what it should do. What do you think it's going to do if we take all the air out of those little tiny pieces of foam in there? What is it going to do?
I think it'll just become water.
Becomes water? Well, what do you think is going to happen?
I think it's going to grow.
It's going to do what?
Grow.
It's going to grow, kind of like the balloons? Yes. Okay, well, turn it on. Let's see what we got. Here we go. Going to turn it on. Let's watch the foam, see what's happening to it. Whoa!
One of them is growing.
It's growing, isn't it? Look at that. Wow. So the little bubbles of air inside of the foam, what is it doing? It's expanding. It's expanding because we don't have a lot of air pressure pushing down those little bubbles of air inside of there. Isn't that amazing?
That is wild.
Wow, look at that. It's coming right out of the cups. Look at that. Whoa. Isn't that amazing?
That is fun.
Wow. I don't think it's going to explode, though, do you? Okay, turn the pump off. Let's turn the pump off. Now, let's see what we got right here. I'm gonna open this switch on. Are you ready? Here, why don't you open that switch? Just take this and put that switch in that position right here. Let's watch it. Go ahead. Whoa! Oh, my land. What happened to it? We destroyed it, didn't we? We let air pressure in there. What did the air pressure do?
It exploded.
It put a lot of pressure on those little bubbles, and it broke all of those little bubbles. We have a mess. We actually have a mess right here, don't we? I think so. Okay, go back to your tables. You know what we have on your table? We've got some of these right here. What are these things right here?
Marshmallows.
They're marshmallows. And we got some toothpicks. Why don't you take the toothpicks and make a little structure? Can you make a little structure, like a little person or a little something out of toothpicks and marshmallows? Go ahead, do this.
Would you like me to start cleaning this up?
Pardon me?
You want me to start cleaning that up?
Okay, I don't know if we have time to clean it all up, but we can try.
I'll
Okay,
start
how are we
working
doing?
on it.
That's right. So go ahead and we can put some more marshmallows together. Don't make it too wide, but you can go up a little bit. Okay, put 3 or 4 or 5 of them in there. Stick them on here. What's inside of the marshmallows?
Air.
Air. There's air in there. You think that air is going to work the same way as our foam did? Well, it might, shouldn't it? Interesting. Okay, all right. So what do we got?
I'm making a nice
okay.
mess.
And if
Whenever
we're
they have theirs.
and if we're lucky, we'll be able to see through that.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
You're working on it. Okay, all right. And we have some water back here if you need some water.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, I think we'll smear it a little bit.
Here you go. If you want to get
Okay.
your
little
paper
bit.
towel a little wet.
There we go.
I can't
Thank
see
you.
what I'm
Yep.
doing.
Oh, that's enough. That's enough.
That's enough?
There we go.
Yep.
All right.
There we go. Let's put this down over here. There we go. I think we can see through there now, can't we?
So.
Okay, let's see what we got right here. Okay, all right, are we done?
It's a little wobbly.
What's that?
It's a little wobbly, but
It's a little wobbly?
Okay.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so why don't you bring your structure over here? We're going to have you put your structure right inside. Put it right in there. Just put it right on the bottom. There you go. Just kind of spread them out a little bit. There we go.
How fun is this? Come on over here. Okay.
All right, there we
right.
go. All right, and what we're going to do, okay, move around so you can see. Let's put this lid back on here. What's going to happen when we take the air pressure away from those marshmallows?
it's gonna grow.
Well, I don't know. Let's find out. Yeah, close that up. Good idea. Hey, you have a good eye. Yes, we have to close that off. Okay, go ahead and turn that on for us. Now watch the marshmallows. What are they going to do? Are they getting bigger?
Yeah.
Yes, they're getting bigger, aren't they? They're getting larger and larger and larger, but you know, they're not expanding like the balloons did, right? Man, the balloons really expanded, okay? So they're getting bigger and
They
bigger.
must be more dense.
Yeah, and there's less air in there. The balloons were filled with air, but these have little pockets of air inside of them. Okay, and sometimes we eat marshmallows, don't we? You said you had some what? S'mores, right? And those are kind of cool to have, aren't they? All right, now, what's going to happen when we take the air pressure away from them?
They'll pop.
They're going to pop? What do you think is going to happen?
They're gonna shrink.
They're going to shrink?
I think they're
Shall
gonna
we,
go back to size.
shall we find out?
All right.
Okay,
yes.
so let's go ahead and turn the pump off, okay? Why don't you open the valve again? Let's watch and see wow! Oh no, oh no, oh no. What happened to them?
They got smaller.
They shrunk, oh no, just keep it like that. They shrunk up. Why did they shrink up like that? They're even smaller than when we started. How come?
Because of the pressure?
That's right, the pressure. You know, the air that was inside of them, what did we do? We expanded that air, they got bigger and bigger and bigger. But you know what happened when we took the air pressure out? All of that air came right out of the marshmallow and it just shrunk up. Hey, have you ever eaten raisins?
Yes.
What is a raisin actually?
It's green.
It's a green grape that's been dried in the sun.
Yeah, and so a raisin is all shrunk up, right? From a what? From a grape. Isn't that interesting?
That is fascinating. You know, God is amazing. Can you look up Job 28, 23 to 25? You know, God has put everything in place in the world and that we can follow his example. And he put the barometric pressure in place right from creation in Genesis 1:1. Can you read that real quick for us?
God understands its way and he knows its place. For he looks to the ends of the earth and sees under the whole heavens, to establish a weight for the wind and apportion the waters by measure.
I'm so glad that God knows everything and knew right from the beginning. Will you use him as your Savior and Creator? Thanks for joining us on Creation is Science!